Hi knitters, welcome back to Rena Knits. In this week's video, we're going to be doing is creating boot cuffs. They're simple, they're easy, and they're fun to do, and it's a quick weekend project. So enjoy.
To start off for the spring boot cuffs, what you will need is the US size 7 or 4.5 millimeter needles for the border on either side of the cuff. So we will start with this and we will do a rib design. So the number of stitches that you want to cast on basically depends on how tight and where on your leg you want the boot cuffs to hold. So you would basically measure accordingly, but just remember that you want to go up by a multiple of 12. So for this demonstration, what I'm going to be doing is casting on 60 stitches. And I'm going to be using these smaller needles to begin with. Once you've cast on your 60 stitches, what you're going to now do is the rib pattern. And the rib pattern is K2, P2. So you're basically going to do 2 knits and then 2 purls all the way across, and then you're going to maintain the knits and the purls on either side. So whatever is a knit stitch you will knit, whatever is a purl stitch you will purl, but you're going to do K2 P2 all the way around, all the way across, and you're going to do this till this measures 2 inches. So you will continue with this rib pattern till your project measures roughly 2 inches. So once it's 2 inches, we are going to do the middle design, and we're going to switch needles to bigger size needles. Once you have knit the rib pattern so that it measures 2 inches, what you're going to do is move your stitches onto needles that are US size 10. So you are going to move to larger size needles. So you are going to move to US size 10 or 6 millimeter needles. And here the ones I have are double pointed needles, but I'm going to use it the same way. So I have moved my stitches to my US size 10 needles so that I could do my lace design for the cuffs. So for the lace portion, your row 1, you're going to do is slip 1, then you're going to do knit 2, you're going to pass the slip stitch over these 2, knit 3, and then you're going to repeat. So you're going to slip 1, knit 2, pass the slip stitch over the 2, and then knit 3 and repeat. And you're going to continue this till the end of the row. For row 2, which is the wrong side, what you're going to do is just basically purl all the way across. So you're going to purl the whole row. So all your even rows, which are the wrong side rows, are all going to be purl. Or row 3, what you're basically doing is bringing back this stitch that you slipped each time. So basically you're going to do is knit 1, yarn over, and then knit 4. And then you're going to repeat. You're going to knit 1, yarn over, and knit 4. For row 5, what you're going to do is knit 3, slip 1, knit 2, and pass the slip stitch over the 2. And then you're going to repeat. You're going to knit 3, you're going to slip 1, you're going to knit 2, and you're going to slip the stitch over the 2. Now, in order to make it easier for you, what you could do is add in place markers after every portion of that pattern. So 3, slip 2, and then move the slip over the 2 stitches. You could put a place marker right here, and then do it again and place marker right there. So that way then you know where you are. But you will continue this particular pattern till the end of the row. For row 7, what you're going to do is bring in, so again, we're going to bring back the stitches that we slipped. So what we're going to do is now knit 4, yarn over, and knit 1, and then repeat. Knit 4, yarn over, and knit 1. And again, you could put a place marker here just so that you know where you are. Once you've done your 8th row, which would be all purl, what you're going to now do is continue this particular pattern of 8 rows to the length that you want of your cuff. But you have a desired length of your cuff that you want. But what you would do is this particular design, you would do 1 inch less than your desired length, because that 1 inch that we're going to do is going to be the rib design. So continue this pattern till you get your desired length minus 1 inch. And once you're there, then what we'll do is switch over to the border and finish off the cuff. Once you have knit the pattern to the length that you want minus the 1 inch, what you're going to do is, after you've done the 8th row, which is just the all purl on the wrong side, you're going to do one more row of one more row 1 of the lace pattern, which is basically slip, knit 2, slip this, pass the slipped stitch over the 2 stitches, and then knit 3. And you're going to repeat this. So slip, knit 2, pass the slipped stitch over those 2, and knit 3, and repeat till the end of the row. Row 2 will be all purl again. Now for row 3, on this, after you've done those 2 rows, what you're going to do is knit 5, and then you're going to just make a stitch. So I basically just take it from here and that one. And then I'm gonna do again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna make my needle go through the next stitch, the already knitted stitch, and create a new stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to take one from here and that one, and you're going to do this till the end of the row. For my last stitch, I need to increase by 1, so basically I'm going to just knit from front and knit from back on this last stitch to have my extra 1 stitch. There we go. Now the back side, what we're going to do is purl all the way across, but we're going to move it to our smaller needles again. So we're going to purl. Now here, what you're going to do is create the same rib pattern for 1 inch. So you're going to do K2, P2 all the way across the row, but for about 1 inch. So for 1 inch, you're going to do that particular rib pattern, and then we're going to bind off and complete it. So we'll start off. So you're going to start off by 2 knits. And then 2 purls, and you're going to repeat that till the end of the row. Once you have finished making the border about 1 inch, what you're now going to do is cast off all the stitches. So I am now binding off all the stitches, so that way then I could finish off by sewing. Once you have bind off all the stitches, what you want to do is leave about 2 to 3 inches of yarn to help with the sewing, and cut it off there. You will then take a sewing needle and we will sew across the seams. Tighten this, and then you're going to fold this on the back side, and then you are going to sew across the seam. So you're going to sew all the way through so that it becomes a round, and you could put it on your leg. You just want to make sure that you go each row, you go through each row to ensure there's no extra holes and that it tightens. Once you have sewn the wool seam, what you're going to do is just lock it in place, and then anything extra you could either weave it through or you could cut it once you know that it's not going to come loose. And then make it right side up. And here you have your cuff. So you would make another one of this, and therefore you'll have your boot cuffs that you could wear with your favorite boots.
Relax, enjoy, and keep knitting. If you like this video, don't forget to click that like button, and if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to click that subscribe button to get the latest videos on knitting projects, knitting products, knitting patterns, and much more.